Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for September 2nd, 2022, the first night of Halloween Horror Nights 31. And speaking of HHN 31, Saturday, September 3rd is now sold out, which means that all three of the first nights of the event are sold out. So opening night, September 2nd, Saturday, September 3rd, Sunday, September 4th, all sold out. Of course, all other event nights are still available through Halloween. This year's Halloween Horror Nights is the 31st iteration, as I mentioned, and Universal is leaning hard into the classic creepy vibes. The tribute store this year is an homage to the Everyday is Halloween theme, and for the first time ties directly into the neighboring scare zone. The store, like its recent predecessors, has 4 themed rooms to explore. The tribute store, being paired with the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone, received an elaborate backstory this year that all started with a series of newspaper clippings in the summer tribute store that told a tragic tale. If you want to read all about this, you can head on over to our website. We also have a in-depth, I think there's hundreds of photos taking you through the entire store, and as well a video tour of the tribute store as well. So check that out again at universalparksnewstoday.com. Universal Studios Florida has rolled out more than a dozen themed food booths for the park for Halloween Horror Nights 31. Before the event even began, we got to try 2 of them already, and you can find reviews on our website and a video review right here on our channel. A reminder that eventually, by the time this weekend is said and done, we should have video reviews of all the food at the event for you. They'll also be in posts on the website, and we will have just so much content for you. I'm going to be recording reviews of all of the houses while I'm doing, we made an annual tradition here in the company of doing a private RIP tour on the first night, so we could bring you great coverage. We can go through the houses a couple times each and really make sure we see everything we need to see. But on top of that, we're very gracious to Universal Orlando, who has put us on their media list after we've only been around for 2 years, but already on the media list. And Annie, the heart and soul of UPNT, will be there at the media event on Friday as well, which we're very excited about. So stay tuned. That means we can bring you photos and video inside the houses. We've never been able to do that before. So it's very exciting. We're going to have coverage of the Dead Coconut Club and the stuff going on at Cabana Bay and everything. Anything and everything you possibly could want to see from Halloween Horror Nights 31, we're going to have here on YouTube and as well on the website. So make sure you stay glued to the socials and to the site and to YouTube for all of that content. We're going to bombard you with it. So much of it. One of the big gripes many have had about the event last year, HHN I'm talking about, was that there was plexiglass separating the scare actors from guests walking through the houses. Well, this year, there will be no plexiglass. It was confirmed in an article from USA Today this week. It was kind of thrown away in this article, but it was confirmed that there will be no plexiglass. So we're getting back to the classic Horror Nights as we know and love it back this year. Very excited. We have more details on this year's Halloween Horror Nights Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror Tour, which features a daytime lights-on tour of 3 or 6 houses during normal park hours, and the price starts at $79.99 per guest. Every year it remains somewhat a mystery as to which houses will be on which tour, but we now know what will happen on this year's versions. The 3-house tour will include Halloween, Fiesta de Chupacabras, and Spirits of the Coven. Meanwhile, the 6-house tour will include Universal Monsters Legends Collide, The Horrors of Blumhouse, Bugs Eaten Alive, Descendants of Destruction, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake, and Hellblock Horror. If you're interested in the tour, we suggest you book right away as many dates are already sold out. And for us personally, it is the highlight of the event each year. So we recommend you look into experiencing it for yourself. It's always my favorite thing. The haunting sounds of Midnight Syndicate have returned with a new album inspired by legendary Truth the Collective for Halloween Horror Nights 31 at Universal Studios Florida. The album is $60. It is a limited edition, and the album art is chock full of references to Horror Nights icons of the past and legendary Truth's own history. So much it is detailed in a post on our website. They are not accepting discounts on this because it is a limited edition special item. They are individually numbered. You'll find that number on the back. It's believed there are only 2,000 copies. And if this year is like any other year, they're going to sell out fast. So I would hurry up and grab them. It was released this year in the Universal Studios store in USF. So hurry up and grab it if it's even still available at this point. Just a few days ago, a new Studio Screamers Frankenstein's Monster popcorn bucket was released at Universal Orlando. And when we first found it, it was a reasonable $25. Well, now it has been raised in price. The bucket is now $38. The sign does tell you that your first fill of popcorn is free, but at that price, you can almost hear the dads in the crowd at the park say, for that price, it should be. I think I draw the line at a $38 bucket. Let us know in the comments, is that too much? I think it is. At that point, even I think about, and you know how I am with my merchandise, folks. I'm pretty crazy. So $38, I draw the line. It's too much for a popcorn bucket. Hot Topic has released a new collection of Halloween Horror Nights themed apparel featuring classic Universal monsters and characters from the lore of the storied event. You can check out all the merchandise on our site. It is a lot. And again, it's available online. So if you can't make it to the event and you want to get some HHN merch this year, this is your best option. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. The curse of Imhotep has reawakened at Universal Studios Florida with the reopening of Revenge of the Mummy. As anticipation has been high for its return, we're taking a look at the refreshed attraction. Signage in front of the entrance noted that it was a technical rehearsal. Those are still going on, and we don't know exactly when they're going to officially declare the ride open, but keep in mind that obviously they wanted to have the ride running for Horror Nights. Those are big capacity nights. You need everything open and operational. They are having some technical problems at times, so keep in mind it might be down a bit, but nonetheless, it's for the most part back in action at this point. The queue, of course, not much was changed in the queue. A lot of it just looks refreshed. And then as for the on-ride portion, I know Annie reported that the track felt a lot smoother and a lot of the effects just definitely look refreshed. I think in particular, the fake exit scene with the fake team member, that scene just looked a whole lot better. And Imhotep himself, both in the first scene and in that scene, looked mighty refreshed as well. So go check out the returning Revenge of the Mummy on your next trip to Universal Studios Florida. A Dia de los Muertos Sugar Skull Popcorn Bucket is now available at Universal Studios Hollywood for Horror Nights, but it's also available during the day, apparently. The light-up bucket is available at the Palace Cafe, the Studio Cafe, the Lower Lot Cart, the Red Popcorn Cart, and the Plaza Cart. A reminder, we will be covering Universal Studios Hollywood's Horror Nights exhaustively as well. When that begins on the 8th of October, we will be there to cover that for you as well. And then on top of that, we have Spencer going out to Horror Nights in Osaka at Universal Studios Japan. So all three of those Horror Nights events will be covered in full for your enjoyment. In addition to a section of the Upper Lot Studio Store in Universal Studios Hollywood, it appears guests will soon be able to shop for Super Nintendo World merchandise at CityWalk. While the post was light on details on Twitter, we assume this is a shop and not a preview center based on how many stores they are shoving the Super Nintendo World merchandise into in Hollywood. The feature presentation shop inside the park is also still selling Super Nintendo World merchandise. That's on the upper lot inside the park. And of course, Super Nintendo World is already open at Universal Studios Japan, but will open in a smaller form at Universal Studios Hollywood in 2023, and a few years after that in Epic Universe right here in Florida. And I did get to go check out Super Nintendo World in Osaka, and I'm going to have a full, I know we never do these on this channel usually, we do them on the WDWNT channel, but I'm going to have a full honest review of Super Nintendo World coming up in just a few days' time here on the channel. I'll let you know how I feel about Mario Kart and Yoshi's Adventure and the interactive features and everything in the land, so stay tuned for that. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to UniversalParksNewsToday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying that doesn't feel right this week. How about we'll see you out there in the fog. It's time to adjust that set and turn that dial to WDWNT TV, our new channel where some of your favorite programming from the WDW News Today YouTube channel is heading. If you want to continue to see Boxed In on Fridays, Park Center on Sundays, and as well our Thursday night comedy variety show WDW News Tonight, you'll have to catch them at their new home, WDWNT TV. It's easy to subscribe. Just put in the URL, wdwnt.tv, hit subscribe, and make sure you get those notifications. Again, is the only way you'll be able to continue to see these great shows as they are moving away from the WDW News Today channel permanently. We hope to see you over there at our new home, WDWNT TV. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.